Pugilism Company, read BBS, here with the one, the only, Buddy McGirt, Hall of Fame fighter and trainer. My man, what's up?
You got it, baby. Thank you.
So, what were you doing prior to getting the call to train Sergey Kovalev?
What was I doing? I was in the gym working. You know what happened? His manager brought me another kid who's fighting on the show, named Johnny Beck. Kid's phenomenal.
So you have two fighters on,
Yeah.
this card, okay.
This kid is phenomenal. So I was working with Johnny Beck, and then he called me one day and said, "Hey, buddy, would you sit down and talk with Sergey?" I'm like, "Sure, no problem." Sergey came to the gym, we talked. He goes, "I'll come back tomorrow, and we'll work out." And I said, "You got to come all the way from Newport Beach." He goes, "I don't care." And he drove a couple hours from Newport Beach to the gym. We started working out. And he goes, "Well, how many days do you think we should work out?" I says, "A week, and you let me know what you think." The second day, he was like, "Look, let's make a deal." And that was it.
How much of him, how familiar were you with him prior to, obviously?
You know, I've watched him fight a few times. I've had guys fight on his undercard, you know. And I saw the first Andre Ward fight. And I just said, you know, this guy, he can fight. I think that he's getting away from the basics. He's just relying on that punching power. And I didn't see the second Ward fight, and I didn't see the fight that he had with this guy the first time. But when we got in the gym and started sparring, I'm like, yo, you're getting away from the basics, man. I mean, nothing beats the basics.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, you know, so people was like, you know, oh, this guy did this guy did that, and it's like, okay. But at the end of the day, he's just doing basic shit. Larry Holmes was champ for 7 years. Left jab, right hand.
Right hand, right, 1-2.
Now, I tell people this. As good as Floyd is, he's got the shoulder roll. What else does he do special?
Right, very good point.
It's all basic stuff. People get away from the basics. You know, Pacquiao just beat Broner with basic stuff. Jab, left hand, body, move his head, nothing special. And a lot of people don't see that. They look past it. And what happened, I believe, with him was he kept relying on his power all the time. I said, you ever tried that, using your jab more? Stop trying to kill with every punch. He goes, no. I said, all right, let's go. So every day is in sparring. I said, this round, you only use your jab. You can't, if you throw a right hand, we're going to start the round over again.
Rate his power for me. You've worked with a lot of guys, done the mitts.
I mean, he can punch. But the funny thing is that when I started training him, I couldn't hold the mitts. I had to use those paddles. You know what I mean? So you can't really feel their power on the paddle because I couldn't hold the mitts because I had surgery on my left side. So if I hold the mitt and it goes out, it'll mess me up. So I had to use the paddles. So
I read somewhere where you, I mean, I don't know if you said this, but I read a quote attributed to you saying that you don't watch film.
no, I don't. Because I believe that you should prepare for any and everything. So if you watch film of a guy and he does one thing, you're like, oh shit. And you just sit and you focus on that. And you're worried about that. And then if you don't do it, then what? You asked out. So if you prepare for any and everything, you're ready for whatever they bring to the table. So if the guy does something, it's okay, look at now, let's do this. I mean, or if he does something else, honestly, in a fight, either guy's gonna try to box you or put pressure. What else can he do? You know, he can't run a blitz, it's not football, you know what I mean? He's gonna do one or two things. He's gonna put pressure, he's gonna try to box, or try to stay on the outside to figure you out.
So I think what you're saying is, watching film, people can maybe complicate.
That's what I believe.
Okay.
I mean, I believe that, you know, you see a guy can punch. He sets up with the jab right hand. Okay, basic shit. And you're waiting for it. You're fighting now, you're waiting for it. You go back to the corner after 6 months, he ain't throw the right hand yet. No shit, so let's do this, let's do that. Do this to take him off course. Do this to make him throw the right hand. Feint him, you know, just step over here. Simple things in boxing, man. And people make a project out of it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I tell people it's all basics, man.
Final question, what will be different about this fight than the last fight?
I believe Sergey's state of mind. I think the way he lost, he wasn't happy with it. You know what I mean? And like he said, he doesn't want to go out a loser. But I think the way he lost was like, if he wants to, I believe if he's going to go out, he's going to go out like a soldier. He said in this fight, he went down and just said, F it.
Appreciate your time, bro.
No problem,
Appreciate
man.
your time, bro.